But I found this would be a perfect time to talk about Deidre Hall, because she is, you can't mention Days of Our Lives without Deidre Hall. And someone asked,
Days of Our Lives royalty, pretty much.
She has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Crazy.
And she is just the kindest person in the world.
She really is so sweet.
Oh, she's amazing. And she's another person who's just extremely nice. Mm-hmm. Every time I see her, it's how are you? And she's and I love this, she is so proper about her manners and being polite and respectful. And I really like that, because I don't know if it was like growing up in like my family or just the times or what it was, but it was hold the door open, yes, please, be respectful. And she's all about that and your proper etiquette. I think she has a book coming out about proper etiquette too, because she's very. And I remember when I first started on the show, I'll share this funny story before I get into a nice heartfelt story. She actually has, I can never say you guys without thinking of Deidre Hall. Because when I first started the show, anytime the script would say like, hey guys, what's up? And she was in a scene and it was with Chandler, her, or somebody else, she would always say, I'm not a guy.
Huh.
And then a few times I forgot because I was a young kid with my head up my butt. So I would just do the next scene like 2 months later and I was like, hey, what's going on, guys? She goes, I'm not a guy.
You probably bothered her so much with that because you were in Freddie's world back then.
Oh yeah.
No, you're very aware.
But now I don't do it as much, so I'm always thinking about it. Where I go, I get it.
I do say, hey guys.
Hey guys.
I say that a lot actually.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm curious what you all think.
Different times though,
Yeah. So but I always think of that now. So anytime I'm talking, I will say girls and guys, and I feel like it's something that I'll always take with me, because you never know how people feel about it. But she was always just like, I'm not a guy, stay, and I think they kept it in one of the early episodes. For the real diehard Days fans, if you remember, there was a scene that she improv that, and I reacted to it, and I think they aired it.
Really?
Yeah. It was in the Brady pub. Wow. And I've always been just around her, just very, you just kind of like sit up straight with her, she's very much...
I love she commands that though.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Well, we need more of that.
What a great role
model. So she taught me a lot about just manners and being a man on set. And if the acting coach comes in, you stand up and give her your seat and all that. Wow. And I respect that. So I grew up on that set in my 20s, and I was always polite.
Of course.
But she always was in the back of I was going, yep, absolutely. Do you need a chair? How's this? You really, really helped. So she taught that respect.
Love that. Respect, manners, etiquette, so important.
Yeah.
And you don't see it all the time, unfortunately, now.
No. So she had that. And then I because it was a private message, I don't feel right sharing what she said. But I got an email from Deidre when I left the show. Aww. And she wrote me the kindest message. Like the kindest message, and she didn't have to do that. And she emailed me. I mean, it was like this long, and she just wrote me just how like what it was like working with me, and just that, on the just like I've grown up and what a great man I am and actor. I think it was I should have read it again before I talked about it, but I just remember reading it, and during a time when I was just done with the show after 9 years, and it was kind of like a kind of kooky ending. And for someone at her stature to write me and tell me how she's excited for my future and just like took the time to write me an email just meant the world to me.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah. So really that just shows the kind of person Deidre is. And we had a couple scenes with her today. Me and Chandler and Deidre worked together. And so she's great to work with. I mean, it's just like everybody else. It's,
Does she play Sammy's mom?
Yeah.
So Will's grandma?
Yeah.
Wow. So you have worked with her quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool.
Oh, yeah. More in group scenes, I feel. But then we've had a few scenes together. I've worked with Drake. And, but yeah, I mean, it's just always.
You got to think, though, too. She watched you, because you got on the show, at 22? 23?
23, yeah.
She watched you grow. Because going from 23 to 32, it's a really big bulk of your life when you're going to change. You're growing up. And probably the whole cast, they watched you come on as this young kid. You're still probably a young kid to them, but you've grown, you're mature, you're an adult.
Yeah.
So that's probably really interesting to watch as well.
That was just, growing up and having her around, it was a great experience, and I just wish Deidre the absolute best, because what a sweetheart for her to
She's just always been really great to you. That makes my heart happy whenever I hear, people are really good to you. Love that.
Yeah, so that's really good.